Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Today we are going to finish off our baling at the top, and we are going to go and try and find some water for the animals. That's going to be on the next thing on our to-do list, because we've got pigs and we've got beef animals up there that need water. You know, I'm thinking this barn here would actually be perfect for storing all those round bales that we're making. If we could bring a few of them back here, there'd be... if we store a load of them in that shed there, then we can take them just across the yard to feed to the cattle over there, and then this one down through in front of us can be used for storing machinery. Field 5 was the question for today. Let's just go into it in here and I can point it out to you. Field 5, we had OSR in there, and I asked you what you wanted to plant next, and everybody said wheat, which is actually the traditional crop that would follow OSR, so that you get maximum yields. I don't think it's going to affect it here. We don't have the soil mod or anything like that. But anyway, that aside, we are planting wheat. You guys voted. That's what you wanted. Today's question, do you want me to get, and we'll just go in here, placeables, and there it is, the straw power plant. Do you want me to get the straw power plant? This is something that I've used quite a bit, and I think it would fit quite well with the farm. You get windmills and you get solar panels and that, and a lot of farms have those these days. And I've looked all over the map for a suitable spot for it, and I think this field would actually be the best place to put it. I don't think it needs to be a separate unit. I think that something like that would be found on different farms. Just breaks it down and burns. I think it probably burns the straw to generate electricity from it. But either in this corner here, sort of nearer the road, right behind the chickens there, or maybe over in that corner over there, up close to where that bulldozer is. Remember, this whole field is going to be turned into grass. It's only a little field, and I didn't want this one to be doing crops other than grass. I think it would fit quite nicely there. Our bees are coming along quite nicely as well, and yeah, I think it would fit in well with the farm. So it's your vote, it's your game. You tell me if you want that straw power plant. Now I'm going to carry on with this straw up here. We've got several bales done. I've done 33 bales so far, and I suspect we'll get another maybe 10 or 20 bales out of this field. I'm not entirely certain how many more we get. And yes, I am recording this after the fact. I told you that already. Had a horrible breakdown with my usual headset, and so I'm using this cheaper one. So I don't like the way that it sounds, but you'll probably tell me that actually it sounds okay. Anyway, we've got several more bales to finish, and then once this is done, you guys will... I've been getting votes coming in on the telescopic handler that you want, and so far I'm really pleased that you haven't picked that JCB. And just keep that going, okay? We don't want the JCB, we want something different. And I'm hoping that we'll actually be able to afford to get the telescopic handler, probably in the next episode. I'm not sure, because I've got a few other things that I want to do as well. There's a small field of maize directly opposite the farm that we want to get. We want to harvest the maize out of there. That one, I'm going to use the front-mounted forager for that one, actually, and I think this tractor would be suited for that. We could get another trailer. I don't like those four-wheel trailers. I'm thinking we'll sell both of those and change them for some different trailers. And we use the front-mounted forager. Then this one can stay in the field with the front-mounted forager on it. And then once it's filled up the trailer, we can drop this one off, drop the trailer off, pick it up with the Deutz tractor, and that one can take it back to the yard and tip it, while this one carries on and fills up again. I don't know if the forager, the front-mounted one, can be operated by the hired help. If it can't, it just means it's going to take a little bit longer. But I'm hoping that it can. I'm hoping that that's all sort of fitting in with the game. And we'll be able to make a little bit of silage down at the cattle yard. We're also going to need to feed some root crops and some cereals to the pigs and the beef animals up the top. Not sure when we'll do that, but having another trailer, that would suit that perfectly, because I don't want to have to back up those four-wheel drive trailers. And we're almost finished now, just a few more bales. We're up to 46, that was another 13 bales. This one will make 47. So I don't think we'll sell very many of these bales, actually, because by the time we put 10 or 15 of them up for the beef and the pigs, and then we put another 10 or 15 of them down for the cows, there's not going to be a huge amount left. I mean, we could sell one trailer full, I suppose. We'd take them up to the shop and sell them up there, or put them in a straw power plant if we do get one. Yeah, we'll see how that goes, but we've got a nice few bales out of it, and I'm not sure how much they'll sell for either. Be a chance for us to make a little bit of extra money out of it, I suppose. So, yeah, as I was saying, we're going to try and do a bit of silage there. We also need to get root crops over to the beef animals and to the pigs. We need to get corn over to those. We're going to do some water in a minute. We're going to go and find the water bowser, and we're going to see if we can find where we fill up the water and take that in for the pigs and the cattle. We need grass for the sheep, because they're almost empty. They won't have very much grass. We've got to plant that field down there, field 5. We'll then need to plant this field as well. We've got so much that we need to do. You will notice that I am still running this at 1x speed, and so far we're at 10 past 3, and it's still only day 1. Concerning the passage of time, that is going to be a question for next week. I will discuss that with you in more detail next week, so you can have a little think about it, but don't worry, it's not a question for today. The question for today is that straw power plant. Which one do you want? Do you want it or not, rather? Now, am I going to be able to fill... There's not much in this windrow. Am I going to be able to finish this bale? Don't think I am. I think I end up not being able to finish it, which is a bit of a pain. It's not exactly what we want. Yeah, we're not going to be able to finish this. We're going to be left with a bale stuck in the baler. That's all right. We'll just finish it off with the next crop that we come to. I think that when you come to a new crop, it just kind of changes the bale to whatever the new crop is, rather than giving you small part bales. Which, yeah, that's all right. We can live with that. It'd be nice if there was a bit of a script, so you could have part bales, so that you could just push out a smaller bale right at the finish. I think that would be pretty cool. I guess there's certain things that are difficult to code into the game, and it just doesn't really work. We've got 2 little bits over there. It's not worth going after them. Pick up the baler, and there is no option to empty it out. Try a few different buttons here, but the normal button for opening up the back, we don't have that option. You got eternal baler, fold baler. Yeah, it's not there. So we got to leave the bale in there. We'll take this one, we'll fold it up now, and we will take this one up to the the beef and pigs. I keep saying beef and sheep because the farm that I used to work on for the longest, that's what they did. They did beef and sheep. So, yeah, that's sort of just force of habit over many years. We'll run this up to the beef and pig unit up by field 47 up there. We'll park the baler up there, and then we can pick up the water bowser as well. The next field that we're going to need this baler in is probably 15, I think it is. Directly opposite. Is that 15? Opposite number 4? I'm not sure. I couldn't see because it was covered over by the... What is that mod called? The one that tells me all the data about the machines. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's in the description, so don't worry. You have got it there. You can see what it is. So we're just going to put this baler away up here. I'm going to find one of these sheds to put it in. I think it's these blue towers that you put the water into. That green tower there, I believe, is where you put the grain into for the animals. And then round the back here, you got another blue tower. This will be for the beef, and then that green one there will be for putting in grain for the beef. And then that bit there, that's where you put the root crops. Now, it does say that you feed them silage as well, which I can understand for the beef animals, but that wall is really weird. I don't know why it does that. Anyway, for the pigs, though, you also give the pig silage, which seems a little bit weird. I've never heard of pigs having silage, but I guess that's just the way that this mod works. It's a bit more difficult to code between the two. We just double check here. Have a look, and yes, the pigs do indeed need silage, as well as the cattle needing earth fruits. And Well, I suppose you would sometimes feed cattle some potatoes, but normally you would give the grain to the cattle and the potatoes to the pigs. And the silage to the cattle as well. Well, I suppose actually no, you give grain to both of them. You would give silage to the cattle and the potatoes to the pigs. That's how you would do it. Anyway, I think we're going to put the baler in there, and then that big shed just there in front of us, that one I think would be better suited for storing our bales. There's plenty of room to turn round and manoeuvre in there, so I think that would be the best one, and then it's accessible for the whole yard. So we'll just back this one in here. I love the way this tractor looks. I absolutely love the way this tractor is. Fantastic. And yes, I have already said that, and I will probably say it again several times. This is just awesome. Just the size of the proportions of it, it just makes it look like such a powerful machine. And yes, the weight sticking out the front does look slightly ridiculous, but I don't think we can't really help that. That can't be helped. So we'll drop this one here, and we need to go and get the water bowser now, which is just round the front. Squeeze in through here. This yard is laid out perfectly, especially with all the old tractors lying around, all the old machinery now. It's laid out really well here so that there's room to manoeuvre around it. You can get round the yard, but you can't... Ooh. Oh, there's the weight. Right. I remember that one's there. Don't want to forget that. That would actually be quite good on the back of the stayer if we decide to keep that one, the loader tractor. But yeah, I was just saying, getting through the yard here, you can get through with reasonable sized machinery, but stupid oversized machinery you won't be able to squeeze through this map, which is quite good. I think that sort of fits quite well with it, and it forces you to think carefully about what machinery you're getting. You're not going to go and buy that huge, great big seed drill from Vanilla Game. I can't remember what make it is now, but that massive, great big trailed one with the separate tank on for the seed. You wouldn't be able to get that one in round this map. It just wouldn't fit, which is good, because you wouldn't use something like that for fields of this size. You wouldn't use something much bigger than the one we've got. I mean, probably the 9 metre trailed one would be about the maximum that you would go. I think it's a 9 metre one, or is it a 6 metre? No, it's 9. I think it's 9. Anyway, up here, look. I'm not quite sure where we go first to try and find the water, but while I was looking for somewhere to put the straw power plant, you see back down there is that's where we turn off and we come up towards the village. That's field 5 up there in the middle, just through my severed head. Yet this gateway on the right hand side here, there's a little surprise up here, and there's no way that I would have found this. I very much doubt that I would have found this for long, because this looks like it's just the lane to come up to this house, doesn't it? It is the lane to come up to this house, but it's also the lane that comes up to our sugar beet and potato storage, which I've been looking for ages, and I had no clue it was here. So at least we have found this, we have got this. So we've got sugar beet and potatoes coming up the 2 conveyor belts here, which is nice actually, having the conveyor belts. It means that we don't have to load them all with the loader in a bucket, which I'm really pleased about. I am absolutely delighted about that. And we do have, I think, a little bit in storage, don't we? Yes, potatoes and sugar beet there. We've got just under 9 tonne of potatoes and just over 8 tonnes of sugar beet. So that's perfect. I think that's more than enough to get going with on the beef. That corn there, by the way, we don't actually use in this map. There's nowhere to put it, and there's no storage for it either. So I'm not actually sure where that is stored. I like the little touches like that. Wagon. Sort of lying around. That's the potatoes there. Sugar beet back on the last one. And, yeah. It's brilliant that we're not going to have to load those up. We've got a huge amount of storage here. We don't need to store any bales up here. There's nothing to do with any bales. We can put the equipment for sugar beet and potatoes up here. Not really a lot else that we would store up here, to be honest. It seems almost a bit of wasted space. I don't think we need that much here. Anyway, we'll see as we progress a bit further. We'll see what we can use those sheds for. It doesn't look like we can get out here anywhere to access the river. And I know that we need to fill this one up from the river. It's at the river. So I've just come out and coming up to the bridge here, which is literally just up the road from the sugar beet storage there and the potatoes, and we got this river. Now I'm pretty sure that we got to back it into the river somewhere. We don't own that field, and that's got an open side, so I'm wondering if it's there. We do own field 48. There's quite a big field. That's all down to grass at the moment. I'm thinking that we will eventually turn that one into hay. That's a big field to do, but that would lend itself quite well to doing hay, I think. It's just in here, actually. So we come in here. Can we access the river from here? I think there's a fence just here, and the fences do actually have collision on, so we're not going to do anything game-breaking like trying to shove through the fence. We will try and push through the hedge, I think. We can find a suitable spot. There don't seem to be any gaps anywhere, though. We've been all up and down, and there's a bit of a dip right here, so I'm wondering if maybe this is where we've got to back in. If we just try reversing this trailer in here, we'll have to sort of go through the hedge a little bit, and I'm not sure if this is the intended way to do it, but we'll see if this is anything to do with filling the trailer. I don't think it is, though. I don't think you can just go up to any water source and fill. No, there's no fill spot. And it used to be, I'm pretty sure that Farming Simulator 13 used to be able to do that. You used to be able to just go to the river and you could fill from the river. I mean, maybe you can with the vanilla maps for 15. I haven't actually tried it. I've never actually tried to use the water bowser. Right, anyway, I have found out where we're supposed to go. And the thing that I don't like is that we've got to go across this field, which we don't own. And it's just up here. It's right up across this field, which we don't own, so we've got to try and squeeze through it. So we'll come round the edge of it. It's just the other side of these trees, and I've got a feeling that we're not going to be able to back the Bowser up and reach the fill point from here. I think we're going to have to go through to the other side. It's right there. That's the bit that we fill from. There, look. You can just see it. There's a little sign. Can you see it? No, you can't see it now. There is just something in there, and no, you can't reach it. There is a castle. An actual castle, which I haven't noticed yet before in this game, which is absolutely fantastic. I am going to go on a sightseeing trip soon. I think we might try and get a quad bike mod, if that's in here, or a pickup or something, and we're going to go over and we're going to visit that castle. Just for a little day trip, maybe have a picnic up there or something. Or maybe we'll just buy a field right next to it so we can, stop on our lunch break. But we've got to come into this second field, which we also don't own, by the way, and then come down here. So I'm not really sure what the farmers that do own these fields will think about this, but unfortunately we don't have any choice. So we'll back up here, and there is the fill point right there, a little pump right there next to the water, and not like that. There, that's better. Right up to that fill point, and there we go. At last. We have been up and down and all over the place looking for this water. So as soon as this is filled, we're going to head straight back up to the beef and the pigs. Yeah, I've got it right there. And we will fill them up with water. It's nice and quick. In here, and it's the blue tower. We want to fill up this blue tower. I'm not sure how much it holds. It will probably be the standard 6 days worth, so I guess as we increase the number of animals that we own, it will increase the amount of water that it holds, just so that it's proportional. Just pull forward a little bit, and then I can back up and get it a little bit closer. It should allow us to start emptying out, I'm hoping. One, a little bit more. There we go. Excellent. Right, let's refill this one. Not entirely certain how much it takes. I don't think it takes quite 3,000 litres. I'll just stop a minute and have a look. This little PDA thing is actually pretty cool. I like this one. It doesn't have the percentages like it does with the cattle and the sheep, which is a bit of a shame, but at least it does tell us exactly what we've got there for all of the different things. So 2,717 litres for 50 pigs. Not quite sure how many litres per pig that is. I'm assuming that if we get more pigs, it will increase the numbers there. So that was last time's question, was how many dairy animals do you want me to get? And remember, I will get the same number of pigs and beef animals as I've got dairy animals. So if you, depending on what your answer is, will depend how many of these we ultimately get. But I'll try and keep them the same number as the cattle. There, see that little red ball that's rising up on that tower? That's how you tell how much water you got. That is brilliant. It's like a proper visual indicator. Tell us how much that we've got in there. I really like that. That's an awesome little touch. Right, anyway. If you want me, the question for today is, do you want me to get the straw power plant? And put it into field 1 down the bottom. If you do, then head down below and let me know. And if you don't, head down below and say, no, you don't want me to. Yeah. That's about it, I think. Don't think there's anything else. We've got that, I've been over everything. So we've done the water, we've done finished the bales. I've got a whole load of extra stuff that I need to do next week. So yeah, that straw power plant, down there on field 1, you see just underneath our main yard. I will grass that one out. So please vote. Let me know if you think it should fit with this map. It's your vote, it's your game. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, folks. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.